The Punisher series on Netflix has been a popular addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, with Jon Bernthal's portrayal of Frank Castle receiving widespread acclaim from audiences. However, the show's interpretation of the character and his storylines differs from the comics in several ways. One of the most significant differences between the Netflix series and the comics is Frank Castle's catchphrases. In the comics, he does not have any memorable catchphrases that summarize his character's quirkiness. However, the Netflix series adds catchphrases to Bernthal's version, which are not present in the comics. This change is likely an attempt to make the character more relatable and to give him a distinct personality that audiences can connect with. Another major difference between the Netflix series and the comics is Frank Castle's relationship with Micro. In the comics, Micro is a more prominent and likable character than in the show. The show's interpretation of Micro is less sympathetic, and his relationship with Frank is more strained, with the two characters often at odds with each other. This change is likely an attempt to create more dramatic tension and conflict between the two characters. Despite these differences, the Netflix series remains faithful to many elements of the Punisher's comic book history. The show includes several adaptations of key elements from the source material, including the 2000 comic storyline Welcome Back, Frank, which is referenced in the show's first episode and showcases Frank's return to basics after years of complicated missions. The show also includes Frank's iconic battle van, which is seen briefly at the beginning and again when Frank and Micro acquire a sleeker version in a chop shop. The showrunners also include characters like Senator Stan Orr and Curtis Hoyle from Punisher Comics, despite their brief or different roles in the original source material. The Punisher Season 2 features many Easter eggs for comic book fans, with storyline similarities to Punisher Max's Girls in White Dresses story. In episode 10 of the season, viewers are made to think that Frank Castle has killed 3 innocent women, breaking his rule of never killing innocent people. However, in the following episode, it's revealed that Billy Russo had actually killed them to frame Frank. This storyline is similar to the Punisher Max comic, in which the Punisher goes to Mexico to help rid a town of criminals stealing their young girls. He thinks he accidentally shot an innocent girl, leading him to consider suicide, but eventually learns that he was set up and ends up killing everyone involved. These Easter eggs help to tie the show more closely to the comics and give fans a sense of nostalgia and appreciation for the source material. In terms of Frank Castle's physical appearance, the Netflix series differs from the comics. Jon Bernthal's Punisher is bloodthirsty but justifiably so, with a military background that is well explained in the series. However, his physical stature doesn't match the Punisher in the comics, and he is more emotionally expressive. This change is likely an attempt to create a more humanized and relatable version of the character, rather than an unapproachable and stoic superhero. Overall, the Punisher series on Netflix is a faithful adaptation of the character and his storylines, with some creative liberties taken to make the show more engaging and relatable to modern audiences. While there are several differences between the Netflix series and the comics, the show remains faithful to many elements of the Punisher's comic book history, including key storylines, characters, and settings. For fans of the comics, the show's Easter eggs and nods to the source material are sure to be appreciated, while casual viewers will appreciate the show's engaging characters and thrilling action sequences.